Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel after a long time. So I've done this set on my mum this morning. She's in my bubble and I just want to make sure that I could still do nails after 4 months off. I hope everyone's been okay through lockdown. But I'm back on it now with YouTube videos. From now, I'm going to try and do 2 to 3 a week. So yeah, I'm showing you a full set. So I'm using here the Doris tool from Navy Tools just to push back that cuticle. My mum's not had her nails done since before Christmas, so her cuticles were really bad. So just push all that skin back first. And I don't worry too much about scraping the nail plate because I'm going to come in with my drill bit and do my cuticle work using my 𝗍𝗆𝗹. So once I've pushed back, I come in with this bit from Nail Supplies from 𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗃. Her bits are amazing. So as you're looking at it now, I start on the left side going round. And I do that on all the nails first, just getting all that non-living tissue off the nail plate and kind of pushing back the skin slightly as well, lifting it up. So I just do that side on all the nails. And then I change my 𝗍𝗆𝗋 into reverse to do the other side. And I've only got my 𝗍𝗆𝗋 on at 6,000 speed. You don't need it any higher than this when you're doing cuticle work. And obviously I only do this if you are trained. I did train in Russian manicure. So I am qualified to use obviously my 𝗍𝗆𝗋 and these cuticle bits as well. Just in the wrong hands they could be really dangerous and damage the natural nail and the skin, and obviously you don't want to be doing that. Then I come back with my file on reverse and do the other side. Really gentle. Your client shouldn't feel any pain or burning or anything like that because of the speed that you've got your 𝗍𝗆𝗋 on and the angles that you're holding and things like that. And then I come in with this small ball bit and I'm just, as you can see, you're just lifting up that eponychium ready to nip off. And the same with this, start on one side and then turn your file into reverse. Coming in with my 𝗀𝗵𝗋𝗄𝗃 nippers. These like cuticle scissors, they are amazing. I much prefer them to nippers. I just find you get a much neater finish, and I feel like I'm not pulling at my client's skin as much where I felt like I was with nippers. And once you've lifted the eponychium up, you can easily cut away that non-living tissue without cutting your client or anything like that. Obviously, you've got to be careful because they are sharp and a really thin pointed blade as well. So you do have to be really careful, but I definitely prefer these to your standard nippers. So then I just trimmed the nails down using just normal nail clippers. Save me time with filing. And then just neatening that edge and filing over the nail. Really lightly, you're just gently etching the nail, getting all that shine off, ready for tip application. And I just removed all the dust and sprayed with CJP Fresh Prep. And now I'm using the AO Manchester Slick Tips. They're really long stiletto, but I find that they cut to a nice shape rather than the tapered square or the competition ones that I normally use. Because Mum always likes like a oval nail. So I find it just saves me time. Just sticking them at the very end, and I use Pro Impressions glue. I find this is the best glue that I've used. They stick really quickly. And then I've got the little magnets on my nippers, the neodymium magnets. And I find they keep all your nails the same length. a really, really good little hack. So then I come in with my stalk scissors and I'm just cutting those edges off, making sure that the blade comes out at the side of the nail, as you can see, and you're not cutting into or too close to the natural nail. And then come in with my file and just refine the shape, really, get that nice oval shape. Just working your way around that tip, rounding those corners off. And by cutting the side walls, you really save yourself a lot of time when getting this sort of shape. You literally just need to round the very corners of where you've cut. So then I'm applying my clear base. I'm using CJP crystal glass. I'll place that bead on the nail near the cuticle. And get my brush behind it to make sure it's nice and flush and there's no step. So you want to keep this really thin but thick enough that you've got something to file back down to when you're doing a redesign. So my mum wanted a classic French tip. And they say, oh, I'll just have that white tip. I don't think anybody understands how difficult and time-consuming a French set is. Excuse me. So I'm using CJP Slush Fairy and my big boy brush. So I get that bead on and blend the back of it in with the nail. So there's no shadowing. And then I'm coming round using my brush to create that wall all the way around. And once I'm happy, then come in with my cuticle bead, getting my brush behind the bead, right in that cuticle area, and blending the top part of the bead up or down or whatever you want to say. And then just really making sure I've got that wall. As you can see, I tilt the finger, I'm checking from that side view to make sure I've got my apex and the wall is the same thickness all the way around. So then once I've applied all the smile lines, I then come in with my file and I'm going all the way around that wall that I've created to make sure it's really nice and crisp. All the way around, making sure you get right down into those edges. And also you wanting to look down the barrel of the nail as well to make sure the wall is the same thickness. There's no height differences or more bulk on one side. Because if there is, then you can correct that at this stage. As you can see, I'm just buffing over the top with my file just to make sure it's all a nice even thickness. So then remove all the dust, and then I'm applying CJP coconut milk and basically just filling in the gaps. I always overlap the smile line so that when I file it, you get that really nice crisp finish. So then I come in with my e-file. This is just a fine bit and I'm just going over the whole nail, just basically removing a bit of bulk and obviously revealing that smile line as well. It just saves you time when you come to hand filing. Onto the hand filing, my usual technique, I go round the side walls, all the way around, keeping that nice crisp shape, holding your file nice and firm underneath to make sure it's coming out nice and straight and there's no little bits of acrylic. Contour the side wall, round that cuticle area and up the other side wall. And then I come down the barrel of the nail, starting at the cuticle area and working up to the tip. Always checking your nail from all angles to make sure you've got your apex in the right place and there's no bulk on either side of the nail, which could make the nail look wonky as a finished result. So if you look down the barrel, you want to imagine a line straight down the centre of the nail and you want a mirror image, so the same thickness on either side. And then just come in with a block buffer and buff over. Remove all that dust, wipe over with acetone, and then I'm applying my CJP Tack Free Top Gloss to all the nails, and then I'll cure in my CJP LED lamp for 60 seconds. And just make sure when your hand comes out with the lamp that you give it a minute for the top coat to cool before you apply any cuticle oil. And here's your finished look. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it.